stop that and continue the rest next week. We don't have a conversation right now, so this is pretty much the meat of it, what we'll do. So keep talking. I mean, go ahead. Yasmin, did you have anything to say about anybody else want to answer her, first of all, before we...
I would like to answer her too.
Okay, all right.
This is Shuna. Also, I want to add that the people you hang around, you know, you might have to stop hanging around certain people until you get your mindset in a way where you can be the influence instead of them being the influencers over you. And it's like being in a hospital, you know, there's limited people that can come and visit while you're healing. You know, you have to sort of put your own self in a hospital, you know, until you get to a point of where you're healed enough to, or you learned enough or know enough where you can be the influencer to those that don't have the knowledge that you have.
Okay, I think my question is how can Black Americans take more control over the media so that we are feeding our youth and our people messages that are uplifting and empowering, as opposed to them just accepting the other messages, which kind of depower Black people.
This is Clifton once more. I don't mean to keep chiming in, but my message is that create your own media. I mean, why do we have to continue to wait for a platform from other people? Like this platform here, create your own platform. I mean, we have enough people with enough intelligence, you know, we know how to create our own venue. So, you know, it's all about, you know, like Marcus Garvey, you know, he didn't wait for someone to start something. He started it. So if that's an issue, whatever the issue is, we need to be the creator of that. You know, don't just keep saying, you know, we have this problem and that problem. We got to be the ones that is creating the solution for it. So we're very creative people. We've always been creative people. We need to, you know, stop, you know, using excuses, you know, to, you know, for shortcomings, and create some, you know, you know, some energy. I mean, you know, whether it's a small, you know, venue like this, or, you know, we creating our own media platform, you know, and getting the message out, because what Dennis is doing now, you know, he's creating a media platform where, you know, he's creating the truth. And so it starts with one, you know, and it blossoms. So, you know, we just got to start where we can start, and not, you know, just, you know, keep, you know, going with other media. You know what I'm saying? So that's my solution also. So back to you.
All right, I can attest that he is correct. He said, like Marcus Garvey said, he didn't see our Army, Navy, men of importance. What did he say? I will build them. So Yasmin, it's not the fact that, okay, Kai, we'll come to you. Thank you for raising your hand. Yasmin, it's not that we can't do it. If you see that is a need in the community, you may not have the funding, but you can, I know you're a wise young woman, we can learn how to, people have nonprofit organizations. We learn how to raise money. You see, they got all kind of GoFundMe's. So if we put these things into effect on a positive note, I mean, I know that we do have forces against us. So let's take Bill Cosby, for instance. He wanted to get an NBC television show. We've got people like, what is the brother who used to be on one, I forget. Roland Martin has a platform that that's out there. So if you want to build a platform, my goodness, go ahead and take initiative and do it. If you do it, people will follow. It may not start out as big like myself. I just said, you know, I wanted to put some information out there for us to see, because I know a lot of us haven't had the same type of knowledge or education or self-development that I have, or a Kelvin or Mark or anybody out there, Nadra. All of you guys have something good to bring to the table, first of all, because we are the creators. We have a great mind. We've been just miseducated for so long and taught how we're on the lower level instead of the higher level. They flipped it. And it's nothing wrong with the way, I should say it's nothing wrong. We have to change that paradigm shift. We have to, now that we know better, we have to do better. Each one teach one. It takes a village to raise a child, and we all have to go one God, one aim. What is it? One God, one aim, one destiny. Now we have to be on the same accord, the same page as Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. going in the same direction, but on two different platforms. African Americans, Black people, we have a lot of holes to be filled. Don't get it twisted. That is what we have to overcome, but we can do it. Black Star started his own cruise line. I'm just saying, do you know anyone that is doing that? I do not. I just see what he has. I see that as us being a future. I love that. I said, can we have our own nation? Yes, we can. If you believe it, you can achieve it. We have to stop just procrastinating, talking about it. It's great to talk about it, but we have to take action. We have to put it to fruition. We have to put it in mobile, become organized as Marcus Garvey did. He has the blueprint. Malcolm X, Booker T. Washington, everybody that you know, who has Bob Marley, everyone uses what he had said. I wish we could have went farther and you would see the current, we'll get to that next week, but I just didn't want to keep stopping like this. I'm going to have to get a new way to do this, but I have an idea. But I just want to make sure that we are getting this information and everybody's learning something. If you learn something, you can teach somebody something. Each one teach one. It's things that I didn't know. It's things that when I hear from Kelvin or I hear from someone else, Janie, their story, it can be as minute. We can learn. When you stop opening your mind and you stop learning, you close off to the information, you stop being able to progress as well. And we are very progressive. And just by you saying that, look at the dialogue that you're creating. Someone else, what you brought out, someone else on this platform may be able to run with it. Mary Welch does, she's an author, book writer. You never know who you're gonna do. Barbara is a book writer, write books and authors. So we never know who we're gonna come into contact with when we get together at this. 2 heads are better than one. Now we got 17 heads that are better than one. Next week, let's bring somebody else here who can also open up your mind when I figure I'm gonna play the continuance of that, who can open up our mind and elevate our race as well. So Kai, your hand is up. I don't want to just talk so much, but go ahead.
Right. Before I say my comment, so are you stopping the DVD at this point?
Yeah, I'm going to stop it because the conversation was ready to go. So I just didn't want to stop the energy.
Right. The reason why I'm asking you that is, do you want to start recording? Have you started recording?
I started recording already, but we can, I can show you. Here we go. Here we go. You can do that as well. Let me go out and let you do your thing. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go now. Okay. Sorry about you guys. Thank you for stopping me. I appreciate it. Sometimes we have to have some people to put us in check. Go ahead, Kai.
Okay. And I do have a comment, and I thank Sister Yasmin, because her question really did open up a lot of the conversation. So right now I'd like to introduce this brother who put this platform together. This brother is a really deep brother. He's a visionary, really, because a lot of things that this brother, since I've known him almost 4 years, he'll say something that that we should do as a people, and things just start unfolding from that. Putting this platform together is brilliant, but one of the things that I do want to give you props for, Dennis, a lot of people started using Zoom as a response to the pandemic. But Zoom is something that you've been using for years now, and I've watched you teach people, your colleagues in business, how to use Zoom years ago. So, there have been people who have said to me, oh, when they're trying to impress me about what they're doing with Zoom, oh, did you, hear about Zoom before? And I had to say, well, actually, yes, I have. I've had Zoom for years because this brother that I work with introduced me to Zoom. So, saying all of that, this brother is a proud father, 3 daughters, 3 granddaughters. He has a grandson who is going to carry on his legacy, because his grandson was actually born on Juneteenth. So, and I do think that the Creator does things for a reason. I don't think that things are coincidental. So that was a really deep moment for his family, having the first grandson be born on Juneteenth. So that was deep in itself. His parents were visionaries also. His dad was, one of the first Blacks working for IBM in Chicago. And his dad also really impacted that community. when I hear some of Dennis's friends talk about their times in Chicago, or even his relatives. You know, his dad impacted a lot of relatives because a lot of his relatives, his brothers and some cousins, they are, you know, IT people, techie people because of his dad. So, you know, he's just had a lot of great people that came before him, and he's carrying on those legacies, you know, teaching his children their culture. So that's something that I've seen from this brother. He's worn many hats. He's a vet. So he, from the Marines. So that seems to be, you know, one of the core things about him when you talk to him a lot and see how, you know, that Marine spirit comes out a lot of times, because this brother is really strong. A strong Black man, and, you know, just really loving his Black people, wanting to share with people, you know, not to gain something, but for all of us to come and uplift each other. So he, you know, he's not one of those brothers who went and got his, but he's also reaching back and bringing his people forward. So on that note, I'd like to introduce to some and present to others, Brother Dennis Mott Jr.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Okay. Wow. Well, I'm like, I don't know. Who is that? Who's that brother? Okay. No, but I thank you all for even, you know, your time. I appreciate you taking your time out on this Sunday to even get here and receive the knowledge. This is something that a lot of people haven't heard of, but you're hearing it. And now I hope that not just to keep it inside of you, but to go out and expand your mind and find more out about Marcus Garvey, or find out more that we can do for our people as a whole, not just on a small scale, but on a big scale, and do it exponentially. You know, time waits for no one, and time just keeps going and ticking. I was in the airport and I was looking at a sign that said 100 years in business, and it was his family, their kids, their grandkids, their aunts, their cousins, and it just, you know, we need to have that. You know, I was looking Marcus Garvey 100 years ago. What if that business was still going right now? 6 million Black people subscribe, paying Black members all around the world. That is strong, and that's something that just by that we should learn from it and see how can we develop that, not just in our communities, because a lot of times we're thinking small. We got to think bigger, much faster. And yes, of course, I'm saying, hey, start in your community. I'm not knocking out. Yes, we should start at home. We start at our families. That's what's been broken up in America, or even around the world. We've been split by slavery, post-traumatic slave disorder. So I'm not saying that we don't have some problems, but let's find out about the solutions, because we can talk about problems and go nowhere, but we are not talking about the solutions and getting it done. I should say there are people out there doing it. We just have to do more of it. So thank you guys very much. And you see the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey right there. He had the new Black Code of Group Economics. We're just doing that together. Never forget the intelligence that intelligence rules the world and ignorance carries the burden. Therefore, remove yourself as far as possible from ignorance and seek as far as possible the intelligence. Marcus Garvey, just think about that. You know, I love the way he thought. His mind was very just beautiful to me. It's a mind, you know, better than Einstein's to me. No one has a mind like he had that I've come across to build, as far as building our people as a whole. If we as a people realize the greatness from which we came, we would be less likely to disrespect ourselves amongst our men and women, especially, and our children. And we have to have the respect of one another to move forward. And that's what we need to do. We need to realize our greatness. And when we realize that, we will definitely move forward together in unity, as Queen Latifah said, UNITY. And that's where we want to be, and have in unity. I love this quote. I always say it. I know the Shaniqua out there: be Black, buy Black, think Black, and all else will take care of itself. If we could think that way and be that way, you know, and as I said, I love to use Japan, because Japan was blown up with the atomic bomb. Now, not granted, the government did give them some money, and they haven't given us a thing. But the thing is, they went out, they made Toyota, they made Honda, they made Sony. Now they were like the third largest nation, and it's just a little bitty teeny island, a teeny weeny island. But they went to work. They let's be innovative, let's be creative, and we can do that too. We have people who build apps. Let's unite together. Find those young brothers, as Kelvin and I and the Men Who Surge came up with. A young brother wanted to do an app, and with so much talent that we have here. And as Marcus Garvey says, why should not Africa give the world its own black Rockefellers? I'm starting to talk like it. Rothschilds and Henry Ford. Now is the opportunity. Now is the chance for every Negro to make every effort towards commercial, industrial standard that will make us comparable to the successful businessmen of other races. That's Marcus Garvey. I mean, we can do this. We can do this all day long, and we have the power and the strength. And I'm not just saying men, it's our women too, because, you know, without you women, we wouldn't be where we are. So I give much respect to the queens and the kings on the line. So let's go ahead and unite together and talk positive. As he said, one God, one aim, one destiny. Africa for Africans, a home and abroad. So we can do this, and we can do this. And he is very articulate, and the orator is just phenomenal. Just like Eric Thomas, we can do this. And I always say, as a Black CEO, I am unapologetic about the unique distinction that I represent in the marketplace. Not just me, but whoever's affiliated with me, as Kelvin and all the brothers that work with me and work together. We have a integrity and a morale that is different than other businesses. And our young people, you know, we need to get this out. It's not just young people. Some of our young people know more than we know. But I love it that they're getting their education. They're out there. They want to do things. And it's not like when I grew up, we were taught to go get a job. Not all of us, not like Kelvin, but a lot of people were taught that. And now we have to say, let's go create the job. Let's be the creator of it. Let's make this happen. Let's make an impact toward our people, our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, and keep going abroad. I love Black people. You all know that. I see 2 hands raised, but I'll be done with this in a second. I love Black people just as you love me. And I have to love myself and fall in love with myself to be able to love you back. And I love all of you that are here. It makes no difference where you come from, from low to high, it doesn't make a difference. We're all Black in skin at the end of the day, and we all have the same challenges and things that we go through in society today. And if we come together and collaborate and work and unite together, we will be a force to be reckoned with versus being divided and conquered. And last but not least, a people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. And that's a phenomenal picture. And I hope you guys can take that in and understand what he's talking about. And of course, what we just got through watching, which I'll play the second half next week, Marcus Garvey, the past, present, and future. And I want to thank you guys again for being here. So let me open up the lines again for you to keep going. Janie, go ahead. I see your hand is up. Janie?
Hey, Janet, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Great. I thank you for this platform because I've never read about Marcus Garvey and I never heard anything about him. So this was awesome for me. I know when you, I'm speaking for me, do self-development and change your mindset, then you begin to learn more and you can share the information with people that you don't, that you know that does not know this information. So I want to thank you for that. I also was saying the other day that who can we get to make a website like Facebook or MySpace for Black people? Like, I don't have the knowledge of the know-how how to do that, but I think that'll be great for us to have our own website, our own link. I don't know what it's called, but yeah. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. I think Suna might have something to say about that, but we have, like I said, in my family, I have a lot of IT people there, and that is something that we can do and work on as well. So thank you very much.
There is a website called Melanated People,
Okay.
and it's a social media website, and it's run similar to Facebook. So that is an option. It's definitely, it needs more improvement. It needs more users to generate more money so that it can run more efficient like Facebook. But it would be really nice if people start supporting that Black man that is trying to put out Melanated People.
Okay, all right. Why don't you put that in the link if you want to, chat room if you like, and we can take a look at that as well. Kai, your hand is up. I see your hands up. Go ahead.
Yeah. So so a few things. I want to respond to the more recent things, but I also want to respond to what Sister Yasmin had said before. So so yeah, so the site that was just mentioned, but sometimes we try to recreate things that that are already existing. So I know at some point I think Dennis might share his link. You know, I know that there are a few people on the line who have my link, and if someone invited you other than Dennis or myself, if that person is a member of the movement, then get with them and oh, okay. So get with that person, because there are DVDs on Dennis's site. Okay, this particular DVD I believe is for purchase, but sometimes they also show things that are free. So it's things that they sell, but they also show it for free. So there are platforms out there, educational platforms out there. There's a lot of educational things for youth. I do work with youth in the community, so I do buy materials from there. I also have a grandson. So, you know, even though he's a toddler, I'm starting him from young, you know, learning about his culture. So I'm not trying to wait until he's an adult or a teenager to start talking to him about his culture. So so there are posters, there's just different, there's a wealth of information, but there's also things on there that talks about our health, because that's one of the issues, because if we're not here or if we're not healthy, that's not helpful to us to move forward either. So those are things that that we don't bring up as often, but there are things out there that we could sign into that are free, that we could get some information. I know that Dennis and Sister Shuna, they have some projects in the works as well. So there's just a lot of things out there that we can tap into. I know that the site that Dennis has, they have some Marcus Garvey jewelry. And Marcus Garvey Day is next Monday on the 17th. That's Marcus Garvey's birthday. So there's just things that we could already tap into that already exist. You know, going back to what Sister Yasmin had mentioned earlier, getting back to what she had mentioned earlier, you can invite people to this platform. So there's, you know, a small amount of people that are on here now. So to get the word out, we can invite people, you know, that are conscious, or even people that aren't conscious, because some of us, you know, might not know about Marcus Garvey, or might not know about the topics that are going to come forth in the future. So, you know, invite people to these forums, or go and get those DVDs. So that way, maybe you can have a watch party with your relatives. Or even after Dennis posts this this discussion, have your people look at that. So, you know, so there's a lot of different ways, but I'd even say to not order TV. You know, it is possible to live without TV, but for people who, you know, find that to be extreme, I know a lot of us have TVs in every room. So when my children were younger, we had TV in every room, but then when they got older and I started looking at things with a different mindset, now I own televisions, but I don't have cable, because now I think that it's important to be deliberate about what we put into our minds, especially if we have children, you know, to have conscious DVDs, because that information is out there, instead of, you know, our kids being programmed by different people, or all of these things that really don't do us any good. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. But we could also build together as sisters. You know, I know Shuna has a platform that she does sometimes with sisters. There's also Sister Anya out there, and Dennis has posted that information. So we could just get together, you know, as sisters or brothers. I know Dennis has some platforms for brothers that, you know, just the men get together and talk. So those are things that we could do, that, you know, each one teach one. And the more we do that, the more we'll grow as a people. Back to you.
All right, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, that is so true. We can do that. I just put the if you want to get that DVD, let me just put that back up there for you. If you want to get the DVD, you can go right there to www.dmjtag.biz, where you spend your money. Does make a difference. Spend with purpose in the Buy Black movement. It's all Black-owned entrepreneurs. The money goes to them. It also goes to the people who are directing you there. And you can find out a lot of things from health to knowledge to soaps, whatever you want to do. And we're building for there. Also, we have Sister Shuna, who was on the line. Sister Shuna, let's see if I can pull her up here. Let's see. Are you there, Shuna? Can you unmute? I don't know if you can. Let me see if I can. All right, let's see.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted now. Can you hear me?
All right, I hear you now.
Sorry about that.
Okay, I'm like,
I couldn't unmute myself. I was trying to send a message outside, so it's a little noisy too. But yeah, we have ors.site, and we have a product up there. This clothing product. There's we're working on getting personal hygiene products up there, but it's for a platform for Black businesses to support each other, keep our dollars in the Black community. And I was trying to walk away from people so you guys can hear me there. But for Black businesses to put your service or your product up there so that we could keep our income, our money within the Black community and grow and develop within the Black community. So I put the address in the chat, and I'm outside, so it's really noisy. So that's why I was trying not to unmute. But it's ors.site, and I'm working on putting it where we can have a part of it, like social media, and also where individuals can have their own site on there and put their product and video and their own personal commercials. And it's where if you have your commercial, you can put your commercial up there, and the purpose is to keep I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted. The purpose of it is for everyone to get wealthy, gain wealth, keep our group economics in short, our group economics, for us to help not just ourselves, but other families that come on and buy products, kind of like the other person, but not the same. So that's pretty much it. And the link is on the chat room, and I put a directory up there so to make it easier for you to get to whatever it is that you're looking for on there. So, but I'm still working on it. So you guys be patient, and in creating things, we have to be patient with each other. And when we're trying to bring something out there, just because it's new, don't reject each other and feel like, oh, because this person got theirs established already, so I'm going to go over there. But if we be impatient with each other, we're never going to be able to have anything to move forward, and we won't be able to build our community if we're impatient with each other, if we're impatient with what we have going on. So all in all, we're all out there. We're all trying to do something. We all have a mindset to do. Otherwise, we wouldn't be on this call. So let's work together. Let's be patient with each other. And any questions you have, you can ask me. You can ask Dennis or anybody that knows about the network. Okay, so that's it.
All right. Thank you very much, Shuna. He's basically saying what Marcus Garvey or Delzina even said. Hey, we have to be patient with one another, patronize one another. We have to stop trying to give up on one another. We have to continue to move forward in a positive direction, no matter what you have, what you put into the world, whatever it is. We have to be positive and move forward and build. Everything he said, it was about building a new nation. You saw that up there. He said, I mean, how can you put the steel, all that stuff? He was building to Africa. They said, hey, come over here to your land. How many of us are doing that now? I mean, we can do it here or abroad, and that doesn't make a difference because we're all catching the same, you know what, all around the world. It's just not here in America, even though we are incarcerated and done to a lot worse, and we don't even realize it's happening to us. That's the sad part, that we're not even awake to what's going on. And as long as the next generation doesn't get it, and the next generation doesn't get it, we're going farther and farther behind. As you said, Delzina said, 100 years ago, they had this, grocery stores, this, that, and the other. Where are they now? Where can we find them in our neighborhoods now? They were having them back then. Where are they now? So are we digressing or are we progressing? So that's a question. So what I want to know, I want to open up the line. Shaniqua, are you there? Can you talk? Or Winston? Either one of you, I don't know if you can unmute yourselves. Okay, I guess not. Okay, thought I would call on you guys because we are in Kingston, New York, and I'm glad to have you guys here from Kingston on the webinar as well. So if anybody else, can you unmute yourself and just let me know what you thought about what you saw, or anything in particular that you can see from that that clip or that video that can progress us in the future. There you go, Winston, I see you. I can't hear you, but I see you. Let me see. There you go.
There you go. How you doing, brother?
There you go. Hey, Frank.
What's going on? We having a watch party over here. Shaniqua's here.
All right, hello. Hey, queens and kings in the house. I want some of that food.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for this.
Oh, you're welcome, man. I'm just mad I had a little technical difficulty, but I'm still going to keep going and get it right next time. So I got some work to do too.
It's all good. We got to get that DVD. We need to keep watching that over and over again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And, you know, Frank from Harlem, you know, that hits right to home.
Yeah, man. This, you know, that's what I said. I learned about Marcus Garvey from the street. So literally, you know, so, I mean, and we're here talking about it and listening to you and really seeing what can we do to like really bring this legacy to life, you know. And I think we all talk about this, and I'm listening to the conversation, but I think one of the key things that Marcus Garvey had, and so did Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and a lot of our great leaders that we don't really have today, is that spiritual foundation. I think that spiritual foundation is that core that we all debate about, and everybody have their own belief systems, and we don't want to, you know, hurt nobody's feelings and whatnot, but that's the core that keeps people together from the beginning. So anything that we do in the physical is much easier. And these guys have created amazing things. Even Farrakhan, he has farms, he has schools, he has buildings, but he has that spiritual foundation in sync with each other. And until, you know, we're all out here having our own belief systems and we're trying to work together and buy from each other, but there's no real core to what we have unless we have that. And I don't know what the answer is. I have my own belief system. I'm sure you have yours and so forth. But I think that's a piece that we got to come to some agreements on some way, you know, to have a real foundation to be able to move forward. Because I feel like we're scattered. And you see the work we do here, and there's still folks, you know, bickering in the community, no matter, you know, and this is a great time for our culture. But still, we got the crab in the barrel. You know, we can't allow people to get more than us. The ego is in the way. That spiritual foundation is still missing, you know, and I think that's an important part of any type of movement, you know. So that's just my opinion on that.
Hey, I appreciate it. You are totally correct. I mean, you have to believe in something or you fall for anything, you know, so we have to come together. You know, it's like I had it right at the top of my head. Al-Kebulan. Al-Kebulan means the land of the spirit people. So we are spiritual by nature. If you look at, you know, when you look at Black people, we spirit. I don't care what you do, you're Baptist, this, that, whatever. We still have that spiritual nature inside of our gut. I call it the joy. Everybody has a different joy. Your joy may be different than mine, but spiritually, we move different, we act different. Everything we do is on a different level, but we still have that spirituality in the universe, our energies. You know, I hate to say sometimes we walk down the street, we give each other the nod, you know what I mean? But instead of giving each other the nod, we can't touch each other no more. I used to like to go up and hug people, you know, hey, I love you, brother, or king. And people would be like, what where you from? You know, I'm from the same place you from. My blood runs through my veins the same way, but the unity and the spirituality, and now that you talk about the spirituality, about, you know, all these religions, I'm not gonna touch it because that's a conversation that can go woo, 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 woo.
Right.
But I always say to my people, I say, listen, they always tell us the writing's on the wall. Am I correct? We heard that a million times. I travel a lot. Study the meta-nature. Go read the hieroglyphics. Understand what hieroglyphics are, because everything you're getting is a translation of what somebody else is telling you. So if you don't get the real word, you're getting somebody else's word. And as you know, a story can branch out. I can see the same thing you see, but it's going to come out different. You know what I mean? So until, you know, we go ahead and study that, I'm just throwing that out there because that is the beginning. Where did they get there from? And when you study it, you're like, wow, I see that. That's where they got that from. And, you know, I talk to theologians, you know, but what are you studying? Your theology is coming from his point of view.
Right.
His stuff. I mean, we couldn't even read. They didn't want us to read, but we have books and books and books. And when you look at the hieroglyphics, I'm going on another tangent, but you see the helicopters, you see ships, you see planes. How did they have that back then and we don't know nothing? How did they build the pyramids? So we have to go to the beginning to understand where we are now. You know, they say, oh, that's in the past, that's in the past. But if you don't know your past, you're gonna slip up in the future because you're gonna make that, you're gonna fall into what Kelvin says, a bear trap. You know, when we grow up, it's your journey that you're doing, your journey that you go through in life. And you have, I can't tell you what you do, Frank. You know, I know you're a brother, I love you. Our spirituality, it's a natural connection. You know, I've never met you. We didn't grow up together, but I feel connected to you in some way. You understand what I mean? It doesn't make a difference. I don't have to speak like my brother Kelvin out there. You know, we came together and we was like, hey, we need to do something. Now, Kelvin's doing things that a lot of us aren't, that I didn't even foresee. But now that we are collaborating instead of a competition, we are in cooperation. And that's what a lot of us have to do. And you are totally correct. We have to be spiritually or believe something that's going to make us, take us to the next level. As I come from the military background, man, I've been in some stuff that I don't even know how I'm here sometimes, but my training going back to the basics has got me here to be alive to this day, because no matter what, that training I can always revert back to, just like you're saying religion. If you got that training, you can revert back to that. And now we can go, my body, I didn't think my body could do the things that it's done, but my mind was trained in a different way. And it's all about our mindset. If we can change, that's what a lot of problems we have with our people, is the mindset. And when we can change that mindset, change all of that, I shouldn't say change it, be re-educated. I would say that, re-educated, because we've been miseducated. I like to say, well, we're centered people, but like Dr. Chika Akua says, we all the positive things, but we get decentered. So now we're taken out of that center circle, which we are African people. We're in a center. We have a synergy of energy. Then we get decentered, and now we have to be recentered, because we get out there and we start doing all kind of crazy stuff. We're going on another tangent and everything, but we have to come together, the people, spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, physically, all kinds of ways. Like I said, we got a lot of holes to fill, Frank, but somebody's got to start somewhere. You know? And we have to have a blueprint and start, because everybody, they say they're going to hate. Everybody ain't going to like it, but we got to do something. We have to start to do something. If we sit by the side, we're not doing anything different than they are. And I love what you're doing. You're taking action. By the way, Frank has an apparel store. You want to give a little clip in there, where they can get something?
Oh yeah, we have a company called Red K Apparel. We make clothing. We have shoes, hats, jackets, shirts, pants, and so forth. We're here in Kingston, New York. The clothing line was created out of a nonprofit called My Kingston Kids, where we promote, produce, and create activities, events, and programming for children here in Kingston. So all of the proceeds from the clothing line goes to support the organization here in Kingston, New York. So you can check out redkapparel.com. And yeah, feel free to pick something up. We have masks and, so forth. It's really good quality materials.
All right. Thank you very much. Shuna, your hand is raised. I see your hand. Then we go to you, Kai. Your hand is raised.
Oh, don't you love how that just...
Shuna.
I'm sorry to take so long with the unmute. I got my phone in the pocket. And I'm outside, so excuse the noise. Okay, so the young man, he said a couple things. As far as his clothing goes, that's something he can put on oars, and he's not making money just in New York.
We can't hear you.
You can hear me?
Right, you're kind of far away or something. You want to call
back? Is that
back?
better?
That's better.
Is that better?
A lot better.
Is that better?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so I was saying that I'm trying to get away from people. So I was saying that what the young man said, he had a clothing store. So I was saying if he was to put his clothing on oars, he's not just reaching people in New York, but all over the world, because it's online and people can see what he has. Also, he mentioned about spirituality and us coming together, like that. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to be huffing and puffing. I'm walking and talking. So
wait till you get to where you at.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we're doing a study of the meta-netter, and it's talking about the difference between how we as a people, we originally, things came to us from within, and we did, the way we looked at each other, the way we judged things, the way we did things, it was from within. And when the Europeans came, they were external people, and they, like for instance, right now, for when we want to get guidance or whatever, we go to somebody, or we go to some book, or we listen to something on YouTube to try to get motivated or inspiration, as opposed to just taking time to meditate and hear from the Spirit of God, and get a message or word like that, or whatever you want to call it, to hear from God from within, as opposed to relying on someone to guide you, because we have that. All of us have that is within us, that will guide and direct us. Okay, I don't want to get all into it, but yeah, it's just the study of the meta-netter that we're doing right now. So if you want more information on that on Sunday, we do that on Sunday before we get on here. So that's pretty much it, because it's pretty noisy around here. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. But the us as a people, we have that within us already, that guidance. It just search within ourselves and search through the Spirit of God, instead of relying on something external, like a book or a person, another person, or a video or something like that. I hope that I explained that good. Okay. That's it.
Let's say it's your personal relationship with God is what you're trying to say. It's within you. All right, Kai, you can go next, and then I see Yasmin's hands up.
Yeah. So, and I do agree that we are spiritual people. I think that it's really important that we look at the fact that a lot of times we play into divide and conquer. The Jamaican thinks that they're different from the Haitian, and the Haitian thinks that they're different from the people from the South. But we're all one people. So I do think that I think that we're African by nature. We are African by nature. And our spirituality, our innate spirituality, that's just something that we are born with. But I do think that that it's important to study different things. So, I'm not necessarily promoting one over the other. I think that a lot of the things that we tap into spiritually, I do think that our ancestors are going to give us guidance. The Most High is going to give us guidance. So whether, you call the Most High, whatever you decide to identify as the Most, I do think that that we will that we will get the appropriate guidance. But we also need to stop looking at divide and conquer, but also looking at us as one people. So with Marcus Garvey, you know, one of the things that I think about a lot is Malcolm X's father was a Garveyite. So so I do think that had a lot to do with Malcolm's mindset, even though he did go astray because life happens and, you know, there was a sequence of events that led him to who he was. But I really do believe that some of that strength that we know is Malcolm X, that go get it mentality, that leadership and organization, you know, it's evident. Like, you could compare the fact that Malcolm went to different places and he was a great organizer when he went places, but that's also something that Garvey did. So so I just wanted to bring out that fact, because I don't know if people identified those two things. So so I just wanted to point that out.
All right, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Are you done?
No, I was just gonna say, so as a people, you know, we could come together regardless of our different beliefs and just pull each other up, because there's so many things, even when you study the different religions, the more popular ones, a lot of them have a lot of similarities, you know, so there's just so many things that we could pull from those things to lead us to where we're supposed to be, because we're all on different journeys. So, you know, one man's journey, you know, that might work for them, but someone else may need to get to their greatest height of who they're supposed to be, may need to study something else for a period of time. That doesn't mean that necessarily that person is going to do that forever, but I do think that that God guides us to where we're supposed to be at the right time. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Yasmin, go ahead, and then we're going to go to Kelvin out in California.
I just want to say I'm so blessed to be on this Zoom call this afternoon. I'm in California, in the Bay Area.
What part?
In the Bay Area, Northern California.
Okay,
I live in Oakland.
My daughters live in Sacramento, so I'll be up there the end of August or early September. Send me a friend request.
Blessings. I will definitely do that.
Dennis,
I really appreciate the call today. I'm very inspired by the life of Marcus Garvey. And I believe that it is all of our leaders who possess the direction that we need to go in today. The agenda that we need to have is really not anything new. It's just really all about looking back into the work of our ancestors, the books and articles and speeches they've written and given. So I'm just really excited about learning more about Marcus Garvey, and just what I've learned today is so inspiring. I also lead a Powernomics study group where we study the book Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson. And I would love to invite anyone who would like to sit in on our meetings or read the book with us. Please get in touch with me. Anyway, I'll leave my email in the chat. And I just look forward to learning more about all of your businesses and projects. And I'm excited. Thank you.
So I'll talk about my business. I sell black people on the market. It's really great business. Thank you. Fuck nigger.
Uh-oh, we had a troll up in here, huh?
I sell babies to Jeffrey Epstein so you can rape them.
Oh shit, that's really good money.
Okay.
Oh, you got some trolls. Y'all know how to block them?
Yeah, I'm a...
Hey, Winston, you stupid nigger, stop dancing.
Oh, Winston's my favorite character in Overwatch. He's the fucking black monkey. Ooh. You think you can mute me, you dumb retard? God damn, you're stupid.
Oh, you motherfucker, you wanted to mute me? Okay, let's talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. You better try listening out.
172.983.620.8.
We've been infiltrated by a bunch of jerks.
Hey,
This is being recorded? Don't worry, you're live streamed to 20,000 people, Kelvin, you dumb
The
cuck.
way to deal with that is just to have a password. That's all it is. Just have a password next time. That's all.
Wow.
God bless you, my friend.
Just have a password. That's all we need.
well, we had a password and
don't
they still got in somehow. You just really gotta be careful about
Well,
who,
don't even feed into it. Just ignore him
you
because they probably
know.
want his attention.
Well,
And
as
this
I
is
said, Kelvin, you got anything to say there? Kelvin?
Hold on for a sec.
All right.
All right. Did we mute the guy? Did you mute the guy out?
Yeah, I removed them.
okay, good. I didn't see which one they were.
Well, that's funny because now you guys know what we're up against, huh?
Yes.
Today.
But I
and why
always
you don't
say,
have no allies.
yeah, we can be peaceful, but I always like Malcolm X said, are you gonna put your foot in a bunch of snakes with 300 snakes and 100 of them are poisonous? Are you gonna put your foot in there? And that's just right. We didn't start nothing. We were just talking peaceful. But that's what they do. They try to interrupt and take our mind off of what we're doing. And that's a consistent thing that they do. Divide and conquer, keep chaos. But it's all right. We're still moving. It doesn't faze me. I hope it doesn't faze you. Go ahead, Kelvin.
No, to me it was funny. I mean, it shows the weakness of them.
Yes.
If you're better than someone, you don't have to put them down. So and the only people that you try to block are people that you're not better than. So again, I grew up around them. I know them. And I'm talking about especially the rich ones. They're well, I'll get into that another day. You guys heard my story about that, but believe me.
Some of them have it. Go ahead. Some of them have it.
Okay, my dad's a millionaire. I grew up in private school. I went to school with the white boys, and I grew up with a superiority complex. And the reason why I did that is because I'm in the 3rd grade and I'm playing on the 7th grade basketball team. I could beat them all up. I used to sit back there, and it was kind of boarding school, so I lived on campus. And I would say, what's wrong with you people? You guys can't do the simplest things. And in the classroom, I was the first one picked for debates. So I was just as smart as they were, or even smarter. So I always grew up being thought that we were superior. And apparently they must feel that way too, because that's why they try to suppress. But that being said, let's go back to what we've been talking about. I want to say this too. Today, I bought some crazy toilet years ago and it messed up, so I had to get a brand new toilet. Couldn't fix it. So I'm talking to the guy and I'm buying a toilet and it says American Standard. And I looked at the dude and I said, you know what? I don't think I can buy anything with America on it. So I had to switch. And the black dude, he looked at me and he agreed to it. He said, yeah, I'm with you on all that. So the environment that we're in today, we really, people, now's the time we do have to come together. And I like what you did with Marcus Garvey. I saw Marcus Garvey years ago, and I never knew the guy was. I just thought it was a crazy guy in a general's outfit. I had no idea who this dude was. But seeing it today and hearing what he was trying to do, the thing that he did was he just did it. He didn't wait. He didn't ask for permission. He didn't care. He just did it. And that's what we need to do. We need to just do it. Don't worry about who's going to come aboard, who ain't going to come aboard. Eventually, I call people now and later. You're going to have people that jump on now, and you're going to have people that jump on later. So right now, we just got to deal with the nows. And the form that you've been putting together these past couple of months, Dennis, I applaud you for that. Because, you opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I appreciate the fact that you're my partner in some of the things that we're doing, because I know I can always count on you to have my back. And the same, I know I got your back. But the thing is, I'm hearing everybody talk. Guys, we just have to do it, And if we just don't worry about what they gonna think, what they gonna say, what does it matter? They gonna think what they think, and they gonna say what they say anyway. But we're looking for people who are looking for us. And I'm telling you, when you sit there and you talk to most black people, all of them are going to agree with you. They're not going to say it. They're going to agree with you. The problem is They just don't know how to start it. And that's where we come in. That's where you come in. Just get started and start a little bit at a time. And that's what we do with Men Who Surge. I mean, because we're in this thing for the long haul. If you're in for the short haul, yeah, you're going to be in for a couple of calls, but you're going to quit. But when you're in here for the long game, it don't matter. And like we did a meeting the other day, and first it was just me and Dennis. And we talked for about 45 minutes before the other people came on. And I had told Dennis, I said, well, you know, Dennis, if I got to get on this thing and talk to myself for 45 minutes, then, I'm going to make sure that we keep this meeting going. And Dennis said, you ain't never got to worry about that because I'm going to be on there with you. And see, those are the type of people that we need to find when you want to start something. Through thick and thin, they're going to have your back. So, and like I said, right now, I'm listening to the people on the call, and we got some sharp people on the call. All we need to do is just be consistent and invite others. And the other thing I want to say this, and you said something, Dennis, that I repeat now almost on a daily basis. And I had to really think about what you said. When they came to our land, we had the land, they had the Bible. Now, we got the Bible, and they got the land. And I hear so many Christians, all I need is Jesus. All I need is Jesus. And I'm good. No, you need Jesus and some money. You need Jesus and have a business because Jesus said, I come so you can, and that you can have more of an abundant life. So we got to get rid of this poor mentality that we have. Where did it come from that's all we need is Jesus? No, because Jesus don't pay the light bill. We have to go out and do what we need to do. So that's the thing that I get upset about when I start hearing people start talking about when we start bringing the religion and all this other stuff in there. Because I'm a Christian, I believe in God and all this other kind of stuff. Born again, speaking tongues and all that other stuff. That being said, though, God, I had a talk with God one day. I said, God, I'm waiting on you. And his words back to me, well, he said, I'm waiting on you. I said, yeah, but I'm waiting on you. He said, yeah, but I'm waiting on you. And that went on for about a minute. And that hit me. He says, in other words, he cannot move unless I move. So we have to take the initial steps so he can do what he needs to do. So that's all I got to say.
All right, Kelvin. You got more to say, but I'm going to hit you up in a minute. But he's totally correct. I love what you're saying because I say it all the time. Just do it. If you look at the wealthy people in this world, and I go all around the world, and you're correct. They said all they need is Jesus. But Jesus said, anything that I can do, you can do. As a matter of fact, you can do it better. So if he says that about us, what can we do? We can do whatever we want to do and make it a better place all the time. And we always talk about, living in abundance. We should have abundance. We should be the lenders and not the borrowers. I can go all on and on and on. But the thing is, people always talk about, I got faith, but faith without work is dead. And nobody wants to do the work. They want to talk. They want to pray. Nothing wrong with that. I love prayer. Stay focused. But you got to manifest something from your prayer. As I always say with Dubai, Dubai was a nothing but sand out there at one point. Now look at Dubai. It becomes from someone's mind. He went out and did something. Let's go out and do it. It's the procrastination. You say, I'm tired. I got to go to work. You know what? But you will do for them, but you won't do for yourself. And we have to change that up. All right. I see you there, Frank. Go ahead, Frank, and then we're going to go over to Sue.
I just wanted to add to that, when I say spirituality, I'm talking more about, getting an understanding of self and being connected, to your spirit, to your inner self, to your purpose, to your passion of what life is and what it means to you. And when you're able to do that, you get clarity. And when you get clarity, that clarity opens up your vibrations so that you can now take action. So when your mind is open, your spirit is what's going to give you the answers. Your spirit is going to give you the decisions on what to do next. It's going to give you those actions. It's going to say, hey, go and buy that piece of real estate, or go and buy this, or go talk to Dennis, or go this. As long as you're in the proper vibration, you're going to have the right decisions that are going to come to you purely from your spirit. But we have to be able to understand that and believe that to have a clear enough mind to be able to accept those vibrations and accept those messages when they come in. I'm living proof of it. My family is living proof of it. Winston here, we all are living proof of it. We just think about it for a minute, and you think about the last thing that you did that you was truly excited about was something that you did because your spirit told you to do it, and it worked out perfectly. So imagine if we were able to do this, 16 people here were able to do this like we are right now, right? Like we all decided to get on this call. Something told us to get on this call. We're all in different time zones.
I just shit my pants. I just shit my pants. I just shit my pants.
Okay.
Same way we just laughed at this dude, right? Same time.
Dennis, you didn't tell us you was gonna give us entertainment on top of all this education.
Wow.
Perfect entertainment.
My Zoom calls are not this exciting.
Oh. But anyway, the point is, again, is just being able to have that clarity that will give you the desire to make those actions. And once you take those actions, things usually work out, for you financially, physically, and emotionally. So I just want to share that piece.
All right. Thank you very much, Frank. I appreciate it. And you're totally correct. It's all inside. Like I say, your joy. It's your spirituality. You get knowledge of self. All of that, knowing who you are. Like I say, love yourself, fall in love with yourself, and spiritually you'll come too. Shuna, your hand is up. Go ahead, Shuna. Shuna. Maybe she had a mistake. All right. Well, I want to thank you. Mark, I don't know if you can unmute yourself. Are you there, Mark? Stubblefield, Mark and Barbara.
I am here, Dennis. So yes, I am.
All right. Do you have any input?
I just want to just commend you, brother, because I'm reminded of our junior year in high school. And remember the assembly where you did the I Have a Dream speech?
Yes, sir.
And I think this is the perfect platform because you have rallied us together just like you did in that assembly back in 1981. And I don't know what your real emotions were during that particular speech, but when we had that particular assembly during Black History Month, there's nothing else I remember about that but how you delivered that I Have a Dream speech. So you've even expanded on that even with this platform and what you're doing now. So brother, all I'm gonna say is just keep doing what you do. And for all you all out there, what you do. Now I remember Calvin when I came into the men's surge one night, and he talked about this one thing. And he said, in order to get ahead of the crowd, you gotta be in front of the crowd. It's less crowded there. And I just like that thought, and it went forth from there. Man, I never forget that either. So those are the type of things that just resonate with me. And I think those are the things that you're creating with us right now. You're creating these ideals in our mind and these mindsets that once they're put out there in the atmosphere, they're those things that we won't forget, but then they'll also bring some manifestation. Back to you, Dennis.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Mark is from Chicago. We played high school football together. Thank you very much, Mark. I'm going to go over to Kelvin again because I ain't letting you off the hook. Kelvin is a man, he's a man of numbers or money. And, he opens my eyes to certain things to, like when we got a project that we're doing out there in Arizona. You want to speak on that, Kelvin, or you want to go out, talk about that? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was telling guys that things come across me all the time. And one of the things that came across was 156 acres in Phoenix, Arizona. And they asked me, did I want to get in? And I said no. And they kept coming back and to me, and I checked it out. And pretty much the 156, it's a golf course on it, but we want to build hotels, restaurants, business, and a shopping center on all the property. So, and it's, like I said, it's an escrow right now. We're having an issue with some of the financing because someone told me that, no, these white guys ain't gonna let you black guys do this project in Arizona. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. So they're putting up a.
Oh, you muted yourself out. Kelvin, muted yourself out. Kelvin. Let's see. Well, anyway, basically he's saying that, you know, he didn't think that the white people were that way. And, you know, we come in there with a great business deal. We come in there and put the money down or whatever the case may be. But unfortunately, business in this America doesn't work that way all the time. White guys saw it as a steal. They wanted to come in. They want to take more money. They want to, you know, they're making it a little difficult, but it's not stopping the final go. The property is worth $8 million. I'm gonna go ahead and tell it. So, but what we've done is we're trying to get it for 1.9. It was 1.8, went to 1.9, and right now the deal is like.
Hello, I'm sorry.
Okay, and you put yourself on mute, man. Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I got it. The call came through.
Oh, okay.
You know what happened to me, and they just called and want me to do the eulogy for my cousin. That's all that was. Okay. Oh, okay, all right. So anyway, what I was saying is this though. We have an opportunity to do something big, and as time goes on, you know, hopefully, if anybody wants a piece of it, we'll get that information out to the people that want to put an investment in there. And then there's other projects that I have too, also that comes down the pipe. So again, things can come our way. That's all I'm trying to say. If you're looking for opportunity will come your way. So that's it.
All right. So we are not alone. We just have to connect to one another, because, you know, just by this forum, we didn't know who was what, who was doing what, but we're coming together and finding out how we can use our resources. It's all about our resources, and our network is our net worth. I always say that our network is our net worth, and it's who you know. It's not what you got, because we can't do it all by ourselves. I always say teamwork makes the dream work. Together, everyone achieves more. And it's not about fear, which is false evidence appearing real. And we don't have that here. We're going to go out there. I always say I'm not afraid of anything, anyone, or anybody, because I put my pants on just like they did. My father told me that when I was young. He said, hey, you have to be 10 times better. So I like what Thomas said, where he says, hey, I get up at 3 in the morning sometimes, and I still got to go work. I will outwork you. I will do this. How did you think I became the #1 speaker in the world? Because I went ahead and I was passionate about what I did. I focused on it. His wife didn't believe in him. She said, hey, no, you got a good 401k, you got a good job, but that's not going to suffice now, because we have to do more. And the more we have, the more we can build our community. The more, you know, I'm not all about money, don't get it twisted, but money helps us do other things. It gives us other openings to other businesses or opportunities. As Marcus Garvey said, he was building businesses here so he could have his nation over there. He lived in a little bitty apartment, a brownstone in Harlem, so he was not keeping any of the money. His whole focus was his dream. His focus was on his vision, and that's what we have to have. We have to have a vision, just not talk about it. We have to be about it and go ahead and take a step. Okay, what are we going to do today? Don't end your day on zero. I always tell my team, don't end your day on zero. Let's collaborate. What are we going to do as far as produce? Let's produce something. Let's do some production. I don't care what it is, as long as you're doing something that you didn't know today and you learned something, that's some type of production. But we also have to have production as far as the numbers, the money, because it all comes down to that sometimes. We have to have some money. We're not all about money, no, but we need the money to help us propel ourselves to the next level, to propel ourselves to the next vision, to propel ourselves to have a Black Star steamships like Marcus Garvey had, to have our own airplanes, our own Black Flying Corps. He had his own Air Corps. He had his own women in the Blue Cross, the Black Crosses. He had children. I don't know if he got to that yet, but children learning from 1 to 7 years old. They were learning about Africa. They were learning about etiquette. You know, this is what we have forgotten how to do. We let our kids go into their establishments and we forget who we are. So we have to remember who we are, walk with, you know, small and carry a big stick, but know what we're doing. Have our focus there. Don't get off our game. If they tried to come in here today and take us off the game, I'm not worried about it. You know, I've been through worse than that. That's all you got. You better come harder. Come with it, because that's not going to stop me. So with that said, I'm gonna see if anybody else. Nadra, are you there? Someone that hasn't spoke? Nadra? Maybe she's.
I'm here.
You have anything you want to add before we get out of here?
I'm loving it, Black people. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All we need to do is continue this forum. There's a sister on the line who I'm looking forward to coming back with a, she used to host radio shows. And, you know, there's all kind of people on the line who are doing different things. And each of us just needs to continue to, number one, keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back, get something different each time. And as we work on the different things that we have going on, we just will become a much, much more solid group. It is a pleasure that you cannot believe for me as a woman on the line to hear you men as we hear you. I mean, up close and personal, it is just really sweet. So thank you so much. Please continue. And to all you sisters on the line, those who are speaking, those who are not, I look forward to when we can all come together in some different ventures and keep rising and keep reaching a hand back, down, up, around to others who need to hear one way or another, this, that, the next, or the other, because we don't all have the same needs in a lot of senses. Some of them we do. And we'll get into some of those at another time. However, this forum is just incredible. Keep it going. Keep it going. Find a way to block some of those others. On the other hand,
I got rid of, I found out.
they not come on. You know, it could give some of us the illusion that it's not in existence. And that's just a small portion of George Floyd's knee on the neck. So we have to understand that it's here and we have to keep moving through it. I'm just really, really proud. It's wonderful to see Kai's beautiful face, spirit, and her words, because I don't hear that so often. And I missed Shuna's event today, had to take care of some other business. But all of the things that have sprouted from what you have started here is phenomenal. So thank you so much, and we'll talk later.
All right, thank you very much, Nadra. I'm gonna switch over to LaShawn. I don't know if LaShawn can speak. LaShawn, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm out of Chicago. As always, thank you for sharing this with me. Thank you for opening my eyes. I too have never heard of Marcus Garvey. I have seen pictures, and I think Kelvin said something about when he did see him, he was in a uniform, and you know, I probably just dismissed it because I didn't know what it was. So as always, thank you for sharing this with me, opening my eyes. Even if I'm in a bubble of my own, today, it just proves that it's alive and well and kicking for all the entertainment that we got today. The other thing I wanted to say was that this was just one man without less the technology that we have that said it doesn't exist, I'll create it. So that sets the platform for where we start from now moving forward. If he can do it without what we have now, then, you know, it's already been put down to say. Back to you, Dennis.
All right, thank you very much. So I'm gonna close out with telling you we do have a trip. You know, I'm in Kingston, New York right now, and Kingston is the first capital of the United States. Just giving a little bit of history, and we will be going to Washington, D.C. from a bus trip leaving Kingston. That will be on July 23rd to July 27th of next year, 2021. And it's $75 to get in. Your final payment has to be in by May 27th, I think. That's the final payment. So if you break it down, I'm giving our people a chance. This is historical. We're going to be going to the African American Museum, the Bible Museum, the Smithsonian Institute, touring all the tours in Washington, D.C. All your food is included. All your tours are included. Your hotel is included. And that's only going to be $600. And if you break it down, it's $60 a month right now. If you do it right now, that's $2 a day. So this is something that I'm trying to bring into existence for our people, just to because I have people that you don't have to come on the bus. You can meet me, and I have people that are going to meet me in Washington, D.C., because they do find it, people from Oregon, people from California. So let me know if you want to get in. It's only, like I said, $75 to reserve your spot. It's based on double occupancy, and it's $600 total per person, and it's based on double occupancy. If you want to do 3, I think it's like $540 something for the third person, $585. It's not much difference because we negotiated so low. We had to get all the hotels, the bus tour, all that together. So it's a fabulous thing. I know we don't have anything on our agenda, most people, for next July 23rd to the 27th. So let's fellowship, let's unite, let's get together and study our history at the African American Museum, which is 6 levels deep, the Smithsonian Institute, the new Bible Museum they just built. Go tour the nation's capital. Instead of coming together like on Floyd, let's come together while we're alive and enjoy each other, instead of coming together on something tragic and tragedy, and then we get together. We can do this while we're alive, take our children, show them it will be a memory that is priceless. So LaShawn, I see your hand is up. Go ahead, LaShawn.
I just wanted to say that my platform is sharing financial literacy so that people can be financially sufficient on their own. And what I show is the different aspects of a business, as well as if you're looking to invest in real estate. I'm not talking about that I have a real estate deal. It's about learning to invest in real estate and having that knowledge. Because as I said before in the past, that's the one thing that can't be taken away from us is knowledge. So back to you, Dennis.
All right, thank you very much. She is on the financial literacy. She does do that consistently. LaShawn is out of Chicago, Illinois, if you need to know. And I'm going to give you the phone number right now for if you want to go on the bus trip. I didn't get that out before she came in. The number is 833-365-8244. Again, 833-365-8244 or 833-DMJ-TAG and the number 4, however you want to do it. So I want to thank you all for coming out and sharing this Sunday afternoon with me. We did have some people out there, so it's real out there, folks. I'm telling you, it's real. Me coming back from the military, coming back from fighting and coming back here and dealing with that, it was crazy. But that's a whole other story. But if they come up against me, they getting their foot handed back to me. I'm that Malcolm. If you touch me, it ain't gonna happen again. but
I'm with you on that, Dennis.
Kelvin.
Agreed, brother.
Oh, I just said I'm with you on that. Anybody can get brave when you're not in someone's face.
That's right. That's right. I'm a professional at it. So if I ain't gonna talk much, I'm gonna say, okay, just don't hurt my women who are the queens here. That's my first defense. You can't disrespect none of our queens. That's what we all have to do. We have to have that so we can protect who's giving birth to our children. So we have to go ahead and protect them no matter what. And then we can move forward from that, because anybody coming here and do that, we're not men. I'm just glad that I haven't had the thing to where is they gonna put up a camera, because somebody's got to be made examples of somehow. They don't have any respect for our lives. So I'll give you a scenario. When I was in Las Vegas about a year or two ago, and this old white lady was crossing the street, and I'm like, okay, go ahead and cross the street. I have no problem with you crossing the street. Please do. I'm giving you respect. But she turned around and said, he looked at me. I had just came from the African American Museum, and first thing that came to my mind was Emmett Till, and I'm not going to be a statistic. So when that happened, she said, and then it was 3 other Caucasian men that wanted to come bum rush me in my car. But hey, I got out my car and I let them know what was going on. It's not going to be none of this happening right here. If you want to end your life right now, you willing to die for what you believe right now, so be it right now. When it gets done with that, I'm just going to move down the strip and finish it up, because that's my time anyway. And I hope my brothers and sisters somewhere around the world seeing that you don't have to put up with it. If you're going to take somebody out, take them out with you. If you want to stay, you can, but I'm not going to let that happen. I got my kids. They understand where I come from. We made peace, so I'm good to go. If God says, hey, you never know when your last day is, but I'm not one to let someone take advantage of me or any of my people at that time. I'm not going to fight you, but if you come in my face and you put me that way, it will be results, and it ain't going to be on good on your side. So anyway, with that said, I love you all. you know, as Marcus Garvey said, you know, what is that? One God, one aim, one what is that? One destiny. One God, one aim, one destiny. Let's have that. Let's communicate. Let's make something happen. We talk today, but eventually we have to put that down on paper. We're going to have to make something come away. We're going to have to build something. We're going to have to build a school where we're independent of others. We're going to have our own grocery stores, our own books. I'm glad that Barbara is here, because now that knowledge can be passed on to our children. And with the education system, we need someone like that who have the literacy and the knowing how to do the English language and how to write and all that other stuff. So we really appreciate you, Barbara, and whoever else out there is writing books and doing things, which you will be seeing myself out there doing that. Well, I'm going to write a book, Barbara, so I told you I'm going to be calling you, and we're going to do this together and make it a tour to where we can go out. Now we speak to not just here, but to the whole world, and that's the way we have to do. Each one, teach one. Go out and make it loud. Say it loud. I'm Black and I'm proud. Stand tall, and I love you all. And I'll see you again next week to finish the second half of this at the same bat time, same bat channel. Love you all. Peace and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Say it loud. I'm Black and I'm proud.
Boom.
Janie got away without saying nothing.
She said something earlier.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll talk to you.